Charlie Budd up for the ride that Charlie Budd wanted. That's all he wanted for doing days and days and days of work on the back of his tractor under good conditions and bad. So we are fulfilling a dream of an 80-year-old local farmer. And I'm not sure whether Budd is his last name or his middle name, but that's what he passed on to me. So this is our chance to honor somebody who is honoring our men and women in the service. That's one of the classic aircraft in flight training. And everybody looks up in the sky and says, hey, that must be one of those Piper Cubs. It's like a generic thing like Kleenex and Learjet. You know, every jet's a Learjet. Well, every airplane's a Piper Cub. They built thousands of these, about 14,000 of these aircraft. They built 6,000 for the military alone as an observation aircraft. Instead of being known as a J3, they were known as a L4. And great generals like hey, Charlie Budd, Charlie Budd just took a clip at the airplane with his cane. I think he was trying to test the strength. Charlie, you want to get in the airplane? No, it's not a horse. It's not a tractor. No, you don't get on. That's the back part, Charlie Budd. You want the front part. You want to sit down inside. Almost 80 years of working with farm machinery and probably working with horses back when he was a kid. Charlie went towards the back of the engine there, back by the tail, and attempted to take a seat there. It's just not. All right, now, Gene Foray is our pilot. Charlie Budd is the rider. This airplane takes so little time to get off the ground. He's going to take Charlie Budd off to a predetermined airport close by, drop him off where his family will be picking him up there. So this won't get in the middle of anything we're going to do. And then we'll be going into the Sky Typers. Miss Nancy Lynn is here after the Sky Typers. And Nancy will be flying her hybrid monoplane built by Walter Extra in West Germany, the Extra 300. In the meantime, we're paying off a debt. Paying off a debt of gratitude. Charlie Budd's got a beard down to about, the fourth button on your shirt. And as you can see, he's about 80 years old, but he works with that cane a little bit. I think he was used to keeping the horses in line, and he kind of used that cane to make sure the airplane knew who was boss. Anyway, a quick ride. He'll be departing the area. We'll continue with our Sky Typers. Readiness is the key in today's military, and Granger is the supplier that helps your team stay on top of things at all times. They are a leading broadline supplier to facilities maintenance and other products in North America with access to over 125,000 name brand products, all covered under GSA contract. From safety and security products to tools and light bulbs, Granger stocks the critical products you need. So, get them when you need them. Visit Granger, and they have a booth in the spectator area, along with Stanley and DeWalt tools. Tools, yeah, I gotta build something or tear something down. That's out on the flight line. Check out Granger for the ones who get it done. These are sponsors lists. These are people that help me put on our show and support this great base and our men and women in the military around the clock each and every day of the year.
You couldn't catch that. Not unless he gets up here. But he's going to land anyways. He stopped.
And I'm hearing from the air boss high in the tower that there's a problem with the tail wheel of that J3 Cub. They do have a tendency to stick. And about the only thing you can do then is stop the airplane. The pilot gets out, goes back to the tail wheel, and all you have to do is give that little baby donut tail wheel a kick to get it back in the detent, and it'll work out fine. But it's an aircraft that was built back in the 40s, and it's aged. Wait a minute now, wait a minute. The instructor's out, but the airplane is on its own. Everybody hold your position. Alert the base security. All right, everybody just hold. We'll try to sort this out. But apparently the instructor is on the runway, and Charlie Budd is Everybody hold your position. We'll try to sort it out. We're getting the proper personnel out there. On the military and the men and women of Andrews. This is strictly a civilian thing. We tried to pay a debt and it went sour on us. Now we got an airplane out of control and shall I say an aged pilot in an aged airplane. We have absolutely no idea of what up and down is. But we're doing our best to sort it out. To the method intercepting itinerant aircraft when they're in this area of the country without a clearance and flying over airspace that doesn't belong to them. We'll send up the F-16s and the Marine helicopters. No matter how much you plan and try, sometimes the best laid plans just don't work. The airplane that seemingly is flying itself, doing a pretty great job, I might add. I'm not sure that Charlie Budd, if that's his first or middle name or last name, even knows that there's anything wrong. He just wanted to go for an airplane ride. Pilots have jumped out of airplanes and left the aircraft alone. Some of them have been known to land safely back on the ground. We can only hope, but we can only pray that it'll be the case here. Whatever you intercept pilots do, whatever you ground personnel do, keep this airplane away from the Thunderbirds, or there will be trouble. Well, for some reason, instead of coming down, Charlie Budd is going up. Just the opposite of what we needed. We started with trouble, now we've got more trouble. Charlie Budd is headed for the sun. Oops, into a tailspin. This could mark the end of Charlie Budd. No. Into a Tommy tailspin. Usually that spells instant death. Look out. Into the loop-de-loop. Maybe Charlie is looped. I met him earlier today. I thought that was something like Listerine on his breath, but maybe he's one of those guys that has a little bracer in the morning, you know, from that unmarked bottle out in the rafters of the barn. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Everybody wants to get into the act. Head on to the crowd. This is not good. All right, now, easy, Charlie. Grab the control stick, the throttle's high and to your left, about at your shoulder level. Bring it back against the stop. No, you're going the wrong way. Come back. Or keep going, as the case may be. When you see water, set it down. Well, I'd like to tell you what's going on, but I don't have the slightest idea. Other than out of control, unauthorized, unsupervised, trying to repay a debt, and it went sour on up. Okay, easy now, Charlie. Back on that throttle. Put it back against the aft stop. Stick forward, not so much. Keep the wings level. Right stick. Right stick. More right stick. Okay, one gear down. The other gear down. Now get the tail down. Tail wheel. Get the tail down. And the pilot, Gene Foray, is out there. Grab the wingtip, and we are back under control. Ladies and gentlemen, you've caught on by now. That is the Flying Farmer comedy act brought to you by a very unique individual. His name is Charlie Kulp. He soloed back in 1943. Charlie Kulp will be 80 years old September 20th of this year.